Pleasant morning, children. Happy to see you all again. Today, we are going to discuss the agricultural practice that is adding manure and fertilizer. So, before entering into the topic, we have to discuss these questions that is, what is manure and fertilizer, how to prepare manure and fertilizer, and why do we need them, and the advantage and disadvantages of the manure and fertilizer. First, we are going to discuss what is manure and fertilizer. So, the substance added to the soil in the form of nutrients for the healthy growth of the plant. So, we are adding some substance that is nothing but the manure and fertilizer in the form of nutrients for the healthy growth of the plant. So, we are adding the substance in the soil form of the nutrients. So, how we are requiring nutrients for our body, likewise the soil is needed the nutrients for the providing the healthy growth of the plant. So that is the manure and fertilizer. That is the role of the manure and fertilizer. Come on, let us deeply discuss about the manure. So first, why we requiring manure? Continuous cultivation of crops makes the soil poor in nutrients. So farmers add manure to the field to replenish the soil with the nutrients, and this process is called manuring. If I keep on cultivating the crop in the field, the nutrients level will get lowered in the soil. For this purpose, I have to replenish, that is refill the nutrients to the soil. So I am adding the manure to the soil. This process is called manuring. How we will prepare the manure? Manure is actually an organic substance. So it is prepared by the decomposition of plant and the animal waste. So plant and the animal waste, it is dumped in an open space and it is allowed to decompose by the microorganism. So this decomposed matter, it is used as the manure. Okay. So it is also done by the vermicomposting. Vermicomposting, it is nothing but decomposition of plants and animals waste with the help of the earthworm. Here earthworm will prepare the manure. That is called vermicomposting. Okay. Next, advantages of manure. Improving the texture of the soil, increases the air gaps. So if it increases the air gaps, the microorganisms will survive in the soil. Next, enriching the soil nutrients. So it also enriches the soil nutrients. It fills the soil with the nutrients, and high retention of water in the soil. It is nothing but holding capacity. Water holding capacity of the soil is very high and easy to prepare, and it is low cost. So we can prepare it in our farm itself, and it is very low cost. Okay. Next, we are going to discuss about the fertilizer. It is an inorganic salt. So manure is an organic which is prepared by the plant and animal waste. Here it is an inorganic salt. It is prepared in the factories. So here we are using the urea and the NPK. It is nothing but nitrogen, potassium and phosphorus, which is in the fertilizer. Here it is the concentrated source of nutrients. Okay. Next, it gives the better yield of the crop. While comparing to the manure, fertilizer will give the better yield of crops. Okay. Then why we should not use excessive fertilizer? If I am using the excessive fertilizer in the field, what will happen? Usage of excessive fertilizer make the soil infertile. That is, it makes the soil infertile, means it is reducing the nutrient of the soil. Keep on, it is reducing the nutrient in the soil, so they can't able to provide the healthy plant. So we should not use the excessive fertilizer, and it is a source of the water pollution too. If it get mixed with the water is get polluted. So it is a source of the water pollution also. Then how we should avoid this excessive fertilizer? Farmers often leave the cultivatable land as fallow land. If one harvest is get completed, the land is kept as empty, that is uncultivated land. It is called as fallow land. So this time is given to refill the nutrients with the soil. And next step, it is usage of manure. So we told that manure is an organic substance, so we are providing manure to the soil. And next process, it is crop rotation. If a crop is get cultivated, next crop will be the leguminous plants. That is nothing but the gram plants. So we learned in our lower classes about the bacteria rhizobium, which is present in the roots of the leguminous plant. The role of the rhizobium is to take the atmospheric nitrogen and convert it into the usable form of the plant. So this fixes the nitrogen in the soil, and this helps the soil to enrich with the nutrients. This bacteria is also known as nitrogen fixing bacteria. Okay. Next, it is the difference between the manure and fertilizer. First, manure, decomposed organic matter. It is derived from the decomposed of organic matter. Here it is an inorganic salt. We are preparing this in the field, and this is in the factories. It is safer than the fertilizer. While consider about the fertilizer, it is more safer. Excessive use of fertilizer is very dangerous because it causes soil pollution and makes the soil infertile, and less concentrated source of nutrients is present in the manure, and here it is concentrated source of nutrients is present in the fertilizer. Next, it is to perform the activity. Now we are going to perform the activity, that is take three parts and add the soil in it and mark the part as A, B and C. In the first part, that is part A, you can add the seeds and the manure. In part B, you can add the seeds and the fertilizer. In part C, you can add only the seeds. Now water the plant regularly, and after few days you can observe some changes. So in part B, you can able to see a very good growth of plant while comparing to the other two parts. So this indicates the fertilizer gives the high yield while comparing to the manure. Next, it is the part A. It shows better growth than the C. We are added manure to in the part A, and in part C nothing is added, only the seeds. So it shows the better yield. Okay, this is the activity to show that fertilizer is better than the manure. It gives the good yield. Next, about the next agricultural practice, that is irrigation. It is nothing but supply of water to the crops at regular intervals. We are providing the water to the crops. That process is called irrigation. So why do plants need water, and what are the sources of water? What quantity of water is required for the crops, and methods used to water the crop, and what is the frequency of the water? So come on, let us discuss these questions. First, why plant need water? 90 percentage of water is present in the plant. Water is essential because nutrients are dissolved in the water. So nutrients which is present in the plant, it has to be dissolved in the water, and without water seeds do not get germinate. The plant, that seed will not grow into a plant. Okay, in water cycle, during the transpiration process, water is get evaporated. So transpiration is nothing but the excessive loss of water from the plant. So there also water is required, and water protects the plant from the frost and the hot air current. It is nothing but the blowing of cold or the hot air. So from that the water is protecting the plant. Next, the sources of the water. Wells and the tube wells. You often see in village areas the wells and the tube wells. And next, it is river, pond and the canals. So these are the sources of the water. Next, frequency of watering the plant will be higher in the summer season. So you know that summer season it is very hot. How we are suffering that it is too hot and we are searching for water. No, likewise the plant will also search of water because of the process called a transpiration process. It is nothing but the loss of water from the plant. Through the stomatal pores the water is get evaporated. Okay. Next, the methods of irrigation. First, it is a traditional method and the modern method. Traditional method which we are used in the olden days. That is, first it is moat system and chain pump, decal and the rakat. If you see in the moat system, a person is draining the water outside. So the person here it is manual work is needed. Then in the chain pump, the wheel along with the bucket it is getting rotated and the water is dropped to the plant. And in the decal system, here also the person need and they have to drain the water in the through the channels. And then in the record system, a buffalo or a cow it is needed, and like a lever system they start to rotate. When they are rotating, the water is get passed to the crops. Okay, so this is the traditional method. Even though there is 4 traditional method, this is not more efficient. So next class we will discuss about the modern methods. Thank you.